the Super Nintendo Entertainment System versus the Sega Genesis, the PS1 versus the Nintendo 64, the Xbox 360 versus the PlayStation 3. Infamous console wars that are still remembered to this day, or at least I remember them, and I wasn't born in the 1980s or 90s. Nintendo has been making some pretty stupid decisions lately with Switch 2 games, as well as just the Switch 2 itself. And not only that, but Xbox is releasing its first ever handheld console, so it means that the next console wars is upon us, and I am stoked to talk about it. But before I do, please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button, please hit the notification bell, and comment down below Charlie Brown if you want to shout out in the next video, because I flippin' love Charlie Brown. Let's get into the video. First things first, I'm gonna break down the weird things that Nintendo has been doing, because since this is a console war, I'm going to need to have to compare what's going on with Xbox and Nintendo. Now, I have an Xbox Series S, and in case you don't know, it's kind of inconvenient for me because I'm too young to get games digitally. It's not to say that I don't play that much on my Xbox Series S anyway. I've always considered the Xbox consoles to hold like third-party games, although I do know that they have like a couple of first-party IPs on the Xbox consoles exclusively. I don't know them because when I tried looking them up, I came up with nothing. Now Nintendo has started trying to ditch physical games and instead are doing these game key cards instead. That's not to say though that we still don't have physical games, because from what I know, DK Bonanza isn't a game key card. And correct me if I'm wrong, but can a game have two variants of physical? One a game key card, one a physical, but they both are the same game? Like say Mario Kart World was a physical game, it was physical altogether, and it had game key card and you could choose from either one, or it's just one, or it's just the one game with one or the other. Comment down below, I really appreciate the information. And personally, I feel like these game key cards are stupid. Especially that Nintendo has gone extremely greedy and is making it so that Nintendo Switch 2 owners can't share one Mario Kart World or any physical game between two different Switch 2s. Meaning that if my mom got me a Switch 2 and got me Mario Kart World, but got my brother a Switch 2 as well, I wouldn't be able to lend him Mario Kart World. We'd actually be better off getting a digital game because of the new family plan with Nintendo Switch Online and the digital virtual game cards. I don't know why Nintendo did this. I'm sure that Nintendo has been doing this as another plan to squeeze out as much money from us as possible, especially in situations like this in a big family like mine. And because of this, Nintendo is steering away from physical games even more, because people will be better off just using virtual digital games. But because of that reason, what's the point of getting the game key cards at all? Game key cards were a stupid idea anyway. They should have just not done the game key cards and things would automatically be much better. And not gonna lie, I feel like the game key cards are also pretty confusing in themselves. Like, I didn't even know how they worked before, and now I'm still not entirely sure, but I know the main gist of them. Not only that, but because Nintendo broke the next spending boundary and brought games up from $60 to $70 to $80, I've also seen a post from Xbox saying that their hardware and software are actually going to cost more money, especially when it comes to the first parties. The reason Nintendo made Mario Kart World $80 was because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was so successful. So while Mario Kart World's gameplay is a lot more smoother, it's too expensive and has too many flaws, especially with the free roam and the intermissions. And personally, I don't feel like the Switch 2's price itself, $450, isn't that bad. It's really the accessories that were beefed up in price. Sure, the upgraded accessories compared to the Switch 1 already had their price increase, but because of the tariffs, their price was increased by at least $5 or more. The Joy-Con 2 should only cost $85, not $95. The Pro Controller should have only cost $70, not $85. And the price increase in Amiibo is going to make people not want these Amiibo. And I don't really care for the Amiibo anyway. I think that Nintendo should just stop doing them because because at first these amiibos were only just giving us a small boost, and they still are, and the price was reasonable for that tiny boost that they were giving us in our games. But now they're hardly offering anything, and now they're 30 to 40 bucks. I think I've made my point by now. Nintendo has completely broken the next spending boundary on not just software but also hardware, and with all these problems that they have, it's sent them on an uphill battle with Xbox's new handheld. And from the UI that we saw in the brief presentation of the new Xbox handheld, it looked kind of similar to the Xbox Series S UI, meaning that the Xbox handheld alley is probably just going to be the way that you can play your Xbox games on the go, which I'm 100% fine with. The convenience of taking games with you on the go automatically makes the games more convenient and fun to play. And looking at the DS and 3DS, they still used a tiny bit of pixel art and it just wasn't as good as home console. But when the Wii U came out with the big clunky Wii U gamepad and that beautiful screen as if it was a TV screen, meant that we humans had made the technology to add pretty much television graphics to a tiny screen. That's what brought the Switch 2 and Switch 1 into existence, and soon to be the ROG Xbox Ally. But if it connects with our Xbox Series S and X, that will automatically make the Xbox ROG Ally much more convenient than the Switch 2. Now of course, Xbox can't completely copy the gimmick of the Switch 1 by allowing us to switch from a television screen to a handheld screen in just some dock. So instead, I like the idea that they have of just making it so that our Microsoft account will be available on both things, and they'll have similar mechanics to a regular Xbox in general. So while it doesn't copy the gimmick of the Nintendo Switch, it still works just as well. Now of course, I never really got this information from anywhere. I just thought up of the concept myself, and I'm not exactly sure if that's what's happening. So comment down below whether or not that's the case, and I'll give you a shout out in the next video. But while Xbox has increased the price of their first-party games and their hardware, that it isn't as bad compared to all the flaws that happened with Switch 2, meaning that the Xbox ROG Ally could win this console war if Nintendo A, doesn't bring back Nintendo Selects, and B, doesn't make it so that they lower the price in the Nintendo Switch 2's lifespan at least 3 or 4 years down the line from now. And seeing how we just got an Indie World showcase means that some more Indie World games are going to be released, which I am really excited for. Meaning that Xbox could end up being more successful than Nintendo, despite the fact that the Switch 2 can have those third-party indie games. Now, I'm not sure what an indie game is per se, but the Indie World company kind of seems like that's what it is, and that they're just available on third-party consoles. Now, I'm kind of dumb here, so considering the fact that all that Xbox is doing compared to what's going on with Nintendo and the Switch 2, this means that the ROG Xbox Ally is going to end up winning the console wars should Nintendo change anything down the line. And I mean change things for the worse, not for the better. I guess the summary for this video is that the next console wars is coming upon us once the ROG Xbox Ally gets released. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. I will see you all in my next video. I'm just going to hint at it. It's going to be about the 2 DS Zelda games. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. I'll see you all next time.